Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make a bowl cozy. What you're going to need is your fabric, your batting. I use a 10 by 10 template that I put on my fabric and then I cut around it. I'm hoping you know how to cut fabric. If not, you can use some fabric shears. Just put your template down. Maybe you can, go like this and just draw around it so you're not cutting the template itself, or just cut around it like I do. Actually, I use one of these little tools right here and I put it on my cutting mat, put the template down and just cut all the way around it. Alright, so you need two 10 by 10s of your fabric, two 10 by 10s of your batting. This is microwavable, so you're going to need something that you can have so you can put your bowl in. That will make sure you don't burn your hands. Make sure you don't get the kind that have the little metal in it that you use for like hot pads. Don't use that because you won't be able to microwave it. But these you can actually microwave if you want to do like my husband does and put ice cream in a bowl and microwave it. You can do that. He does that because he got sensitive teeth. But there's a lot of people that actually do that. But anyways, so what you do is you put your fabric and your batting together. And I got this little cushion pin at the Dollar Tree. It works. And so you're gonna just put these together. You're going to do both of them. So for sake of time, I may just do one at a time, or I may not. Depends on how much issues I have with the sewing machine. Earlier it was jamming up because I found out that the thread on top, another piece of thread was stopping it from moving. So it kept coming out. So you do this. And then you take yourself some type of pen and a ruler. You're going to make an X from corner to corner. Just do it real light because I don't want it to go through the fabric. I'm going to go down here. My ruler isn't quite long enough. And then I'm going to do another X. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the X's out of the way. You can do one at a time or both at the same time. Alright. So then you sew corner to corner. Slowly do it because it will jam. The batting will jam. I guarantee it. So take your time. Don't rush through it. And don't push. Just kind of let it glide across. Now I could have also ironed a crease to show where it's at. Also make sure you iron your fabric before you start so it can be all even. Alright. Pretty straight. Any loose thread you want to go ahead and cut. Alright, I'm going to do it across the other way now. start right at the corners just for the fact that it will curl up in the back and it will get jammed. So I kind of start a little bit inward from the corner. Oops, I better take that out. Alright, so there's one. And you're going to want to do the other one the same way. So I think I will pause you just because I don't want this video to get too long. So I will go ahead and pause you for a minute. Alright, so I've got the X's in both sides. Remember, you can use different fabric for each side. And what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half. Fold both of them in half. Alright. I'm going to take your writing tool. Make sure this is even. You're going to go 1 inch across the top where the fold is, and then 2 inches down. I'm just going to put a little dot. Then you're going to make a line, dot to dot. I'm going to do one at a time. Let's see, there's loose fabric here, so I'm going to loose thread here. There you go. Then you're going to sew across. Like I said, go slow or it will jam. Alright, you're going to do that again on the other side. So you can go 1 inch across, just put a little dot, 2 inches down, make a line, dot to dot, sew across, batting is very thick, so take your time, it will jam if you try to push it through. Now you're going to do that again. So it's folded this way. You're going to fold it again in half. So basically this would be sticking up in the middle when you fold it again. I know some people get confused. I used to. So it's kind of like that. This will be in the middle. Turn it around. Make sure everything's even. And you're going to do that again. You're going to go 1 inch over at the top. 2 inches on the side where the fold is. 2 inches on the fold. Across. Dot to dot. Sew it. sure you get a good sharp corner, or it won't fold right when you make the bowl. It'll be out of shape. All right, do it again on the other side. Oops. My ruler upside down. One inch. Two-inch. It's a pretty tight cut here. Or I should say sew line. You'll end up, after this, you'll be cutting the corners. Sorry if you can't see. I hope you're getting kind of an idea of what I'm doing. Anyways. Alright. Get some of this loose thread out of here. It gets tangled. So you're going to repeat that with this. So let me go ahead and do that. I may fast forward through this so I can get it done. 1 inch, 2 inch on the fold. Remember, this is the fold. Oops, make a line. So you want it kind of symmetrical here. Scissors. They're good for stuff like this. And then you're going to take your fabric shears, some good scissors, which I have a marker. It says fabric only. That means do not use it. We'll be mad. And you, where you sewed, you're going to cut right above it on all four corners on both fabric. Just don't cut where you sewed, whatever you do. Alright, so there's one. We're almost there. Go ahead and turn on my my ironing. My iron's already on. All right, now that that's done, and see it's starting to take form. What you're gonna do is, I can get all the string off of here. I've got loose thread everywhere. So what you're going to do is put your fabrics together. Like this. So fabric, good side to good side. The battings are on the outside. I did forget to show you the batting. I'll show you that at the end, what I buy. You can get it on Amazon, Hobby Lobby. Anything I use, I'll put in the description. Ain't gonna be a whole lot of supplies in here. So what you're gonna do is go ahead and pin everything all the way around. Make sure this all lines up perfectly, or it will not turn out, trust me. And you're going to sew around 1/4 inch, and you're going to leave a gap for turning. And when you sew, make sure the batting and fabric are staying together, because if you don't, when you turn it, like these two, will be like that. So I'll make sure this is all even. So I do not end up sewing it. I'm going to put a little mark here where to start and where to end. So I'm going to leave about a little bit of a finger and a half or finger and 1/4 between the seam right here. Leave that open. All right. I'm going to go ahead and sew around here. So what I had done is I went the wrong way, so I'm just going to leave a gap at this end. Or another end. It doesn't really matter where you leave the gap, just so there's a gap for turning. Make sure you take your pins out. I didn't do that last time, or one time, and when I went to turn it, there was still a pin in there. I thought I could just sew around them, but go ahead and just take them out for your own safety. Okay, let me see where I can gap. Let's see. So I could do a gap probably right here, this whole side. So I'm going to keep going. Yeah, I love this pin cushion on your wrist. I used to just throw the pins down on here, and then I'd have to find them, and they'd fall on the ground and everything else. I actually got this one at the dollar store, but I'm sure you can get them pretty much anywhere. Alright, so let's see how much turning space I got. No, you don't need that much. But so I'm going to do a little back space where I'm going to turn. Sounds like I'm on a computer. Back stitch, I'm sorry. And then another forward stitch. And then I think I'm going to go over here, because I still got a pretty good gap, and start at this end and do another back stitch, so when I turn it, it don't come apart. So I'm about right Yeah, you don't want to do it at the end. You do want to do it somewhat in the middle. All right. Go ahead and get my loose threads cut, because we have to sew around it now after we reverse it. Okay, here's my turning. Actually, I forgot what you can do. You can cut the corners here, round them off. Forgot about that. So you want to go ahead and round them off. Not too bad, because you don't want to end up opening a corner. So just kind of round them off a little bit. And you want to flip it around, inside out it. Be very careful. Kind of hold it, pull it. All right, getting somewhere. All right, and what you want to do is look around, because I have done these where it didn't sew properly on the sides. So I got too close to the edge, and then you could see the fabric and batting not closed up. So then you just take some kind of pointer, I'll just use the marker, and you get the corners, push them out. I hope she likes this. I'm also going to make in the future a bag holder for plastic bags. Those are actually really easy to make. Much easier than this. Less time consuming. So we're taking form. Look at that. It's looking good. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and take my little Cricut iron right here. Comes with the protector. Got high, medium, low. Got it on high right now because this is thick fabric. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and, remember I got this hole here. We're going to iron right here so we know where to sew. Kind of fold it over like you do when you close something up. And then you're going to go in the middle and push up to make your shape. These are washable. I've washed mine several times. I have one that has white fabric and it gets very dirty. But look at that. It is taking form. So all we gotta do is close this up. And can also go all the way around it. So I'm gonna close it up, do back stitch. Then you're gonna go all the way around it. close to the edge there. It's not even hitting the corner here. Was jammed, but it's not, so I'm just gonna get in there. I thought it was jammed, but it was not. It was just not moving for some reason, so pulled it out of there just in case. This is a big hump over here. Oh, I knew it was getting ready to jam. You hear that? It's just a big hump. I'm going to skip over that and do the other side. It's just a lot of batting that just got through there. And I don't even know if you really have to sew all the way around. I think it gives it more a fold to it. I don't actually recall if that's what you're supposed to do. Interesting. Okay. That's what happened. This got tight. This got tangled. That's what it is. This is tangled in right here. Shoot, I was almost done too. Go figure. All right, where'd I leave off at? Right here. See where I'm getting to the part where I started. I'm going to do backspace. And there we go. And now I have my fold cozy. Get some of this, clean up some of these edges. And then you can, if you had two different colors, you can just reverse it like this. And I've done one where I've had the Green Bay Packers on one side, and one side I've had little footballs. I've done for gifts. You know, legally you can't sell them, but you can make them for gifts. And I've done some horses, some barn look, and just a little iron it up. Isn't that pretty? Perfect. And every time you wash it, make sure you iron it so it holds its shape. That turned out actually pretty good. So this is my first sewing video. Thank you for bearing with me. And I didn't have a whole lot of room for my camera. I'm going to have to figure out a different setup because I would like to make, like I said, that bag holder. So I'm going to be right back. I'm going to show you the batting and show you what a bowl looks like in it. All right, so here is the bowl in the bowl cozy. Like I said, it's microwavable. So this is called Wrap in Zap 100% natural cotton batting, perfect for microwavable projects like insulated potato bags, casserole warmers, and more. Great for steaming potatoes and vegetables. Free pattern for baked potato zapper on the back, which I did not even know that was there. But anyways, you get quite a bit. It's 45 inch by 1 yard. So you can put quite a bit. Remember, you get two 10 by 10s. For this fabric, two 10 by 10 for, two 10 by 10 batting, two 10 by 10 fabrics. Do a cross on each side with the batting and the fabric. Then you fold it and just go back and watch the video. But I do over explain things, but look how perfect that one turned out. That one turned out way better. Here's one I'm going to show you I've done that didn't turn out so good. This is a little bit flatter, so that didn't turn out. So when you cut your corners, like I was saying, you really need to make sure they are 1 inch and 2 inch, and you cut it at the diagonal instead of going across. That's why this wasn't that deep. I can still use it for something. I could still probably, actually, it'll probably still work for the bowl. I mean, it'll still work. It's just not holding its form. I'm very picky. So I don't know what I'll do with this. I might just throw it up on the counter and use it for something. And if you think about it, you could also make really cool hot pads with these. Just cut out the square, and you don't have to like bend it, you know, just straight, and just flip it and cut around it. I'm thinking about making some placemats for the table. So hopefully that'll be my next project. I've never done placemats ever, but I'm guessing it'll be pretty simple. Just cut out the size you want with the fabric, cut out the size you want with the batting. Just because if you can put on a nice table like we got, you don't want to burn your table. So go ahead and do that. I don't know if you necessarily need two. You may not need two of the cotton, but you may just need one. Kind of save some money in between the two fabrics. But here you want two just because it is microwavable and you want to put a bowl in there. All right, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.